Prabhu, we can't hear you. Yeah. One minute.
So just like yesterday, now you can hear, right?
Yes.
I don't know what happened. Some issues with the microphone. Okay, so Hare Krishna, all of you. Thank you very much for joining in. And Hare Krishna to all of those who will be watching this later on YouTube, recorded. So we are Tuesday, the second class of the week. And welcome to Samarth, Austin, Bhavya, Vishut, Shiram, Hare Krishna, and Isa. So we're going to begin with the Mangala Charana prayer. So all together. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovitam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunantam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, can you hear me like this? Okay, all right, I'll use this microphone. Okay, so thank you all for joining. Hope you're doing well. Second class of the week, and today is the last story of Vidura. So Vidura had 4 stories in total. So today is the last one. Okay. But before we begin this, I'd like to share with you these pictures here. Okay. So you see here we have on the left Srila Narada Muni. Yes. And on the right is Srila Vyasadev. So he is the guru, he is the disciple. So you see how the guru is instructing the disciple. Yeah. So in order to understand Krishna, we need a guru. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tadvadarshinaha. So 434 Bhagavad Gita, it is said that one must inquire from a self-realized soul. It's always like that. Saivayam mayatedya yoga prokta puratanaha bhakto sime sakacheti rahasyam yataduttamam. Krishna says to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita that this science, this old science, is told by me to you, he said to Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, and you can therefore understand this mystery. It's a mystery. Rahasyam etaduttamam. It's a mystery. But only the devotees of the Lord can understand. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyaschasmi tadvataha. So Krishna says only through bhakti, bhaktyamam abhijanati, you can know. Yavanyaschasmi tadvataha, as much as I am. Tatumam tatvato gyadva. After knowing such, vishate tadanantaram, at the end you can enter into my kingdom. like that. So this is the system, parampara system. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshu vidu. Sa kalinaha mata yoga nashta parantapa. So
Another one.
this parampara system is always like that. The spiritual master will instruct the disciple, and Krishna in the heart of the spiritual master and in the heart of this disciple will make the transfer of the transcendental knowledge, because Krishna is happy. When Krishna is happy that the process is properly observed, then the disciple will realize more and more. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yanamam upayantite. Krishna says, I am in everyone's heart. I give the intelligence by which they can come to me. So those who are constantly engaged in his service. So this is the parampara system. So this is Krishna here. Who knows who that is?
Surya.
Okay, very good. So yes, Surya Dev. So Vivasvan. Imam Vivasvate Yogam. So he gave to Vivasvan. Then Manu Ikshvakave Bravit. So then he gave to Manu, and Manu gave to Ikshvaku. So we have Krishna instructing the Bhagavad Gita to Vivasvan. Vivasvan, the sun god Surya, gave this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, this science, to Manu. Manu, the progenitor of mankind. Manu is the father of mankind. Manu, M-A-N-U. Yes, this is how we spell Manu. M-A-N-U. If you remove the U at the end, what is left?
Men.
Men. Exactly. Men. So the word man comes from Manu. Manushya. In Sanskrit, Manu, Manushya. Manushya means men. And in English, it comes from men. So you see, in our language, we have proof of the authenticity of Vedic literature. Manu is the progenitor of mankind. Manushya. And he gave to Ikshvaku, his son. So this is the parampara system, yes?
Yes.
We can see like that. So that's the system. So today, we are going to learn of this parampara system further. Now, do you remember who is Vidura's spiritual master? Who can answer? Yes, Samarth.
Prabhu, wait, I'm getting confused. It is Uddhava, right?
Oh, okay, so yesterday he met Uddhava, but what did Uddhava told him? Uddhava said, you go and see
Maitreya.
Maitreya Muni. Very good. So he heard from Maitreya because Uddhava was, I'm actually quite young. I'm younger than you, and nearby there's a more senior Vaishnav, at least more senior in years. So you please go to him, because if I instruct you, let's say someone comes, ask a question. I am here, and His Grace Nagopal Prabhu is next to me, and I start to speak. Oh, that is offense, because senior Vaishnav is there, senior devotee is there. Therefore, he is the first to speak, like that. Just like in the Bhāgavatam class, who repeats the shloka first? Let's say it's not Prabhu who speaks, then Prabhu repeats, then Tavavid Prabhu, right? Or when we offer the lamp, we go offer to Prabhupada, and then President Prabhu,
Then
Tavavid Prabhu, like that. So there's seniority going on. Okay, so this has to be observed, and so our parampara system is not necessarily one straight line, like guru disciple, guru disciple. It's actually an upside down tree. There's many branches that you can learn in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's many branches of the parampara system. Of course, ours, if you look from Srila Prabhupada and you look back, his spiritual master, then it looks like one. But actually, there are many branches like this. Okay, and Maitreya Muni and Vidura are part of the parampara, but they're not in our line exactly. Okay, but the most important is the knowledge that is being given. So here you can see we have got Maitreya Muni and Vidura. Okay, so Maitreya. So after hearing from Maitreya, Vidura became a Paramahamsa, perfect devotee, self-realized. So he thought after that, let me go and see my brother Dhritarashtra. So today's story is about that. Okay, so we're going to begin here. See, in the beginning, I will show you something. You see here Vidura?
Yeah.
He's sitting lower than the king. Yes?
Yep.
Because before, Vidura was the king's servant. He was his minister. Actually, he's his brother, but he acted as his minister. Therefore, he's lower than the king. And Duryodhana said, you go away, so and so. So he was very, very much aggrieved, and he left, but he saw that as the Lord's arrangement. After that, after many, many years, after being self-realized, he came back. And see this time. See how he's sitting. Now he came back as a sadhu, Paramahamsa. He changed his cloth color. You can see saffron. Renounced order. And now he sits above the king and he instructs the king. So this is today. Giving vision to a blind man.
Bhavishrit pain.
After Vidura heard several spiritual topics from sage Maitreya, he decided to visit Hastinapura. His intention was not to stay comfortably at Hastinapur, but to enlighten his brother Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was not only physically blind, but was also spiritually blind. He had led a life of attachment and selfishness so far. He was greedy for the kingdom and desired to have his evil son Duryodhana sit on the Hastinapur throne. In the Kurukshetra war, Dhritarashtra had lost all his sons, yet he continued to stay in Hastinapura amidst royal comforts, being respectfully maintained by the virtuous king Yudhishthira. So during the Kurukshetra war, Bhima killed all the sons of Dhritarashtra, including Duryodhana, but still Dhritarashtra stayed in Hastinapur, being maintained by Yudhishthira. Vidura wanted to inspire Dhritarashtra to take up to spiritual life. With this sole purpose in mind, he went to Hastinapura. At Hastinapur, King Yudhishthira, his mother Kunti, and all others became very happy to see Vidura after a long time. They all hurried to receive him. They greeted Vidura, embraced him, and cried out of affection. King Yudhishthira offered him a sumptuous meal. Vidura took some rest and then sat comfortably to exchange talks with the relatives. Maharaj Yudhishthira then spoke to Vidura. My dear uncle, you always have been very kind and affectionate upon us. You protected us from many calamities, like a bird protects her children with her wings. During your travels, how did you maintain yourself? What all holy places did you visit in your pilgrimage? Devotees like you are as good as holy places personified. You purify the holy places because you carry the Supreme Lord within yourself. So this is a very famous verse in the Srimad Bhāgavatam that glorifies pure devotee. Pure devotee are like places of pilgrimage. In fact, they purify places of pilgrimage. Pilgrimage, and just like Haridwar or Ramaghat, like that. So there's so many places, and the pure devotee will purify such places because those places become accumulated by sins from all the people who go there. And the pure devotee, he goes and purifies such places. Many people bathe in holy places and dump their sins there. When pure devotees visit those holy places, the holy places become purified of those sins. Yudhishthira continued, you might have seen or heard of our relatives at Dwarka. They are always wrapped in the service of Lord Shri Krishna. Are they living happily? Vidura answered all the questions of Yudhishthira except one. He didn't speak about the disappearance of Lord Krishna and his Yadu dynasty because he knew that it would pain the hearts of Pandavas who loved Krishna more than their life. So at that time, Krishna had already disappeared from the earth. So, but the Pandavas did not know. So Vidura did not answer this question. Difficulties and distress come on their own. A kind person shouldn't unnecessarily propagate unpalatable and unbearable events that cause others grief. So Vidura knew that they will know in due course of time. There's no need to bring grief to the whole family yet. And it was not Vidura's mission. His mission was to liberate his brother. Vidura, respectfully treated, stayed at Hastinapur for some time. One day Vidura spoke to Dhritarashtra sarcastically, addressing him. "Oh, king." Dhritarashtra wasn't the king at that time. So Dhritarashtra wasn't the king anymore. Yudhishthir was the king. But still, he called him, "Hey, king," in a sarcastic way. Sarcastic means jokingly, but with a purpose. So here, his purpose was to wake up his brother that, look, you still try to enjoy the kingly position, even though all your sons are dead.
Prabhu, informally he told, right?
Informally, yes. So that's not formally. Oh, king, it's sarcastic. It's not real, but there's a purpose to hurt a little bit, hurt the feeling of Dhritarashtra. Because a sadhu must speak sharply, must speak the truth as it is. So sometimes it hurts for those who are materially attached. Vidura spoke strongly. "Get out of here immediately. Are you not ashamed of living here? You tried to kill the Pandavas by fire and poison, and even insulted their chaste wife, Draupadi. You have stolen their wealth, but now you're being maintained by them? There is no need to live on the charity of those whom you offended in many ways. You are living like a household dog, taking food from Bhima. Don't you realize that death is approaching you soon? You have already become old. You were blind from birth, and now you're deaf, with shortened memory and loose teeth. Your digestion is weak, and you're coughing up mucus. Still, you're so attached to your royal life and comforts? By the power of time, everyone is forced to give up everything, including wealth, honor, children, land, home, and even one's life. Your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons are all dead. Why are you still so attached to this degraded life? Please quit and take an interest in spiritual life. An intelligent person takes shelter of God." You can see how strongly Vidura spoke. Very sharp, very direct. And he had to, because he had to liberate his brother. He was so old, right?
Yeah.
Look, here it is said, you have become old. You were blind from birth. Now you are deaf. Means he cannot hear very well. And shortened memory. Now when one becomes old, his memory fails him. Loose teeth. Digestion is weak. Coughing mucus. That means Dhritarashtra was getting very old. Still, he was attached to sense gratification. So Vidura came here and wanted to cut that attachment with the weapon of knowledge, the sword of knowledge. So he spoke very, very strongly. Being thus enlightened by Vidura, Dhritarashtra became inspired to take up spiritual life. He decided to retire from family life and give up the kingdom and royal comforts. He left home to set for the Himalayas to pursue the path of liberation. His chaste wife, Gandhari, followed him at her own risk. Vidura's purpose of visiting Hastinapur has now been fulfilled. So he also departed from Hastinapura. Being thus enlightened by Vidura, Dhritarashtra became inspired. Oh, this we read just now. 2 times is there.
What?
This paragraph just now we read. They put it twice in the book. So it's a great fortune to have a genuine well-wisher who advises us when we are in ignorance. Yes. So devotees will instruct us, but sometimes it's piercing, it's sharp what they say, but it's good for us. The following day, Yudhishthira came to pay respects to the elders, but he couldn't find his uncles Dhritarashtra and Vidura, and his aunt. Gandhari. He anxiously asked Dhritarashtra's dear minister Sanjaya, "Where is my old and blind uncle Dhritarashtra, my well-wishing uncle Vidura and mother Gandhari? Did Dhritarashtra and his wife drown themselves in the Ganges due to the death of their sons? I am ungrateful. When our father Pandu departed, these two uncles protected us." Sanjaya couldn't reply, as he was also aggrieved. Finally, gaining composure, he said, "I do not know about your uncles and aunt. I am also missing them." So we see that Narada Muni will come and speak to Maharaj Yudhishthira. Narada Muni bhajane vina Radhika Raman. Narada Muni bhajane vina Radhika Raman. As Yudhishthira was anxious, Narada Muni arrived there. The Pandavas respectfully welcomed him, and Yudhishthira asked him, "I do not know where my two uncles and ascetic aunt have gone. Please guide us." Narada Muni then appeased Yudhishthira. "My dear Yudhishthira, please do not lament. Just as a child sets up his toys and disperses them by his own sweet will, God brings people together and separates them by his supreme will." Yudhishthira was concerned. How will Dhritarashtra maintain himself? What about the danger of animals? Narada Muni said, "You are now thinking of how your relatives will exist without you. But please understand that God is the supreme protector of everyone. The Lord provides for everyone's maintenance." Narada then revealed the future movements of Dhritarashtra, Gandhari and Vidura. He said, "Your uncles and aunts have gone to the Himalayas, to Saptasrota, the place where the Ganges was divided into 7 for the satisfaction of the 7 great sages, Saptarishis. There, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in yoga by controlling his mind and senses. He gave up all his thoughts about family and became absorbed in Lord Hari. 5 days later, he will give up his body by the fire generated from his mystic power. He will thus attain liberation. Gandhari will also enter in that fire and will leave this world along with her husband. Vidura will go for pilgrimage. So please do not worry about them. Please focus on your responsibilities. Saying this, Narada Muni departed. Thus, by the able guidance of Vidura, Dhritarashtra was transformed and took an interest in spiritual life. And by the good counsel of Narada Muni, King Yudhishthira gave up his lamentation and focused on his important duties. So here is a lesson on friendship. Okay, before we do that. Okay, very good. So we'll have a few questions. Yes, just like yesterday. Okay, so we'll start with an easy one for the younger ones. Why did Vidura go to Hastinapur? What was his reason? Why did Vidura go to Hastinapura? Vishrut, how come you're here twice? To Vishrut, to Hare Krishna. What's going on?
How?
You see this? Okay. All right. So I think, can you leave one of them? It's confusing. Okay, I'll just do like that. All right. Okay, Krishna Sudam. So why did Vidura go to Hastinapur?
To remind Dhritarashtra to go out and don't be attached to the house.
Don't be attached to family life anymore, right? So to liberate his brother. Very good. So that was his mission. He wanted to go to Hastinapur to liberate his brother, Dhritarashtra. Very good. Okay. Who is Vidura's spiritual master? One moment. We'll see if one of the younger ones can answer. Who is Vidura's spiritual master? Okay, we'll go with Samarth.
So,
Samarth, go ahead.
Samarth, that's too easy for
Maitreya Muni.
Maitreya Muni. Yes, very good. Okay, that's good. Now, what is the thing that Vidura did not answer? When Vidura reached Hastinapur, Yudhishthir Maharaj asked many questions. So there's one thing in particular that he did not mention, he did not answer. What is that thing? Vishud Shiram, are you there? Or only Hare Krishna is there?
Only Hare. He is citing.
Okay, so anyone can answer? What is the thing that Vidura abstained from saying to Yudhishthir? One information that he did not say.
Nobody's raising their hands except me.
Okay, all right, we'll go with Krishna Sudam. Yes?
He didn't ask about Krishna. Because if Vidura asked Krishna left,
Spoke, if he told them about Krishna leaving,
then they will be really sad.
it would be very sad. So very good. So Yudhishthira mentioned what happened in Dwarka, how our relatives are faring in Dwarka like that. So Vidura did not say that Krishna had ended his pastimes. Okay, very good. Okay, so what happens when a pure devotee goes to a holy place of pilgrimage? That might be a harder one.
Samat.
What happens when a pure devotee goes to a holy place of pilgrimage?
Samat has a question.
You mean an answer, you mean, right?
No, Prabhu, I have a question.
Oh, you have a question. Okay, go ahead.
Prabhu, if Vidura will tell them that Krishna is ended his pastimes, the Pandavas will be sad, but they will not if they leave, Parikshit Maharaj is born. Prabhu, at that time was Parikshit Maharaj born or he was not born?
So
Yes, Maharaj Parikshit was born because right after the battle of Kurukshetra, right, Uttara was already pregnant, and this is much later.
Okay.
So he was born already, but the whole idea, you see, Vidura went there, wanted to liberate Dhritarashtra. That was the aim here. So he didn't want to plunge the entire family into grief. That was not the aim. The aim is to liberate Dhritarashtra. Later on, the Pandavas will learn about it anyway. They learn about it when Arjuna, he went, and then he came back and he narrated everything. Okay, so what happens when a pure devotee goes to holy place of pilgrimage? Okay, he takes away all the sins of that place. Because when pilgrims go to holy places, they dump their sins there and they get purified. But the place becomes surcharged with sins. When the pure devotee goes, he takes away. Okay. What are some of the things that Vidura told Dhritarashtra? The sharp things he told to cut his attachment. There's a few. Yes, Narayani.
all your sins are dead.
Oh, very good, Narayani. It's funny to hear such a harsh thing from such a cute girl like you. Okay, so so yes, all your sons are dead. So he told him, look, all your sons are dead. What are you still doing here? What else did he say? Something else sharp. Okay, Krishna Sudam.
He's saying you're like a dog. He's saying you're like a dog.
A household dog, right?
And
yes. So another very sharp thing, because a household dog is there being fed, right? You see dogs in the houses of the karmis. They're lazy. They're being fed. The master picking up their stools and all. They're like like that. Okay, Samarth. What another thing? Sharp thing he said.
He told that you were so envious. You tried to burn the Pandavas with fire, but then you are living under their shelter.
Yes, very good. Because first of all, Duryodhan tried to give poison to Bhima, right? And he pushed Bhima into the river like that. So he tried to kill. Then second, Dhritarashtra agreed that Duryodhan arranged to build a house made of luck, to build them, burn them. Yeah. So like that, he's saying in front of him, you tried to kill them, you tried to give them poison and burn them like that. So very much ashamed from all his past sins. Yes, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, go ahead.
Muted.
I'll bring this one instead. This camera instead. Yes, Hare Krishna. Say.
And also say.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Someone calling. You gotta pick up the phone. Okay, busy. All right. Okay, anyone else? Bhavya, anything else that he told to Dhritarashtra? No? Okay, so he said many things, huh? You tried to kill them, you became old. You're blind from birth, now you're deaf. You shorten memory, lose teeth. Digestion is okay. Hare Krishna, go ahead. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, also Duryodhana take the itching leaf.
Duryodhana what?
Take the itchy one. The leaf.
I cannot hear properly.
No.
Say again.
Prabhu, he's talking about when Bhima is playing when he was small. Together with then Duryodhana took the leaf and put under his book.
He somehow the microphone is not working well.
Why not?
He put what? The leaf?
He put the leaf under the leaf. Under book. The what? Book.
The leaf under the book? What is that? I never heard this.
What then?
You mean some poison?
Prabhu, it's actually in a Mahabharata book, in a Mahabharata cartoons. They're telling that when Bhima was in the classroom of Dronacharya, Duryodhana came and kept some itching leaves that when he eats. But
okay,
Prabhu, it's not there in the real Mahabharata.
You saw that in a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Right? Cartoon only. Okay.
It's not
all right. Okay, we're gonna go to the note here. One moment. Okay, so here we are. A lesson on friendship. Many of us want to keep the company of people who say and do what we like. We may consider such people our friends, but what we like need not always be beneficial for us. Yes, so a real friend will say things that we don't like also, if it's beneficial for us. So, a real friend advises us for our good, although the advice may not be so palatable. Palatable means, nice, tasty, something palatable. So if someone always praises you, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're perfect, oh, so nice, palatable. But a real friend will tell you the truth, just like Vidura told Dhritarashtra. Vidura acted like a good friend for Dhritarashtra. Formerly, Dhritarashtra didn't hear Vidura's advice, mainly due to his undue affection for his evil son, Duryodhana. Even when Duryodhana insulted and banished Vidura, Dhritarashtra didn't stop him. Still, Vidura continued to act as a well-wisher of Dhritarashtra and enlighten him in spiritual life. Finally, Dhritarashtra took benefit of the advice of Vidura his true friend. So Vidura Mahatma ki jai. So such a strong devotee. Huh?
Yeah.
Everyone, let us take your beads, bead bags, everyone. Yes, say we should.
No, Sama.
Someone
Another
said.
story.
No, today no other story because this story was a bit long. Huh? Please take your beads, everyone. We're going to begin.
Take up 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds, 9 rounds, 10 rounds.
We're going to begin.
16 rounds.
Wait, I'm gonna wait for all of them to come.
Wait.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare. Unmute yourselves, unmute. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Astin Isa, unmute your microphone. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare. 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna, Shri Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura
So thank you all for joining. Thank you those of you who are joining us online. Also, those who are watching the replay on YouTube, thank you very much. If you appreciate, you can consider supporting. We have got this Patreon link in the link below. If the link doesn't work, you can copy paste and you can select the monthly tiers if you want to give a monthly donation to support this project here. It's greatly appreciated. It also helps the teaching going on here in China. Okay. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you for joining. So we will see you tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nanta Kuti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.